Good morning, DC. It is an absolute privilege to be here with you. I feel absolutely blessed after seeing yesterday the amount of people out supporting the sanctity of life. It's a good reminder that we've come so far in this battle. And I mean that. You know, I was at the rally and I heard a few murmurings of people that are taking it for granted. A few people saying things like, you know, Trump isn't quite as pro-life as he should be, and a few seeds of negativity. So I want to come and give you some encouragement, because I come from the old world, if you couldn't tell by my accent. I've just moved here, and I'm not on an H-1B visa, by the way, just to let you know. But yesterday, I saw your president give a speech at a pro-life rally. I saw your vice president there in person giving his first public address since the inauguration. And I saw over 500,000 people marching for life. Now in the UK, yes, indeed. In the UK this year, we had our biggest March for Life ever. We had 10,000 people. So we're nowhere near as progressive in the real sense of the word as you guys are yet. We have to beg our parliamentarians, our politicians to turn up. I saw yesterday a stage full of elected officials. Again, you've got the support of the House. You've got the support of your government. This is a fantastic time to be in America for someone who believes in life. And I want to give you some encouragement based on what's happening in my neck of the woods. I want to give you a couple of stories of things that are happening back home. There's a lady called Isabel Vaughan Spruce, who is a good soldier for Christ, good warrior on the pro-life cause. And now this is a lady who has been praying outside of these demonic abortion centers for years and years. But we have a new law in the UK, similar to the law that you've had here, where you can get arrested for being outside abortion centers. But the law in the UK is not down to if you're obstructing the centers or if you're causing any kind of nuisance or even if you're speaking to people. The law in the UK says if you are praying silently in your own head, you can be arrested. So we've had instances of Isabel Vaughan Spruce was the first one. She was stood there like this, not holding any banners or placards, not handing out literature, not speaking to these vulnerable women, not helping them, counseling them, just standing there praying for them. And the police came up to her and said, "Are you praying for the lives of unborn children?" And as a good Christian, she said, "Yes, I am." She could have said no. Many people said she should have just stayed silent, but I think she's right to speak the truth. She said, "Yes, I am praying for the lives of unborn children." So they arrested her, took her to the local jail. They didn't charge her. They left her waiting in limbo for months and months and months, and then at the last minute, they dropped the case because they like to use time as a weapon. So the anxiety of waiting around to see if you're going to be sent to prison for praying. But anyway, she got back up on her horse. She went back to pray outside the abortion centers. The police came up to her again. "Are you praying for the lives of unborn children?" And she said, "Yes, I am." They arrest her again. And again, 6 months later, they drop the case right before it goes to court. Now, at this point, we're hoping that she actually goes to court. We're hoping that the law of the land tries to clamp down on silent prayer so that we can say, in a Christian country with an explicitly Christian established state church, someone could be arrested for praying. We want to fight it properly, but they wouldn't let us. And so a Roman Catholic priest, Father Sean, went down. He was also standing there praying, not doing anything, just praying to his God, got arrested. And again, they left it to the last minute and dropped it. Now comes along a father, Adam Smith Connor. He does the same thing, but he's been doing this for 22 years because Adam, good man as he is, he's repenting of the fact that 22 years ago he was involved in the decision to abort his child. And so he's praying for the lives of unborn children, including his son. And again, he's standing not even directly outside an abortion center, not in the line of sight of an abortion center, across the road, across the street, behind a tree. He's praying silently, and the police come up to him and say, "Are you praying for the lives of unborn children?" This is the script that they read. You know it's demonic. And he says, "Yes, I am." They arrest him. This time they charge him, and this time they take him to court. And so the pro-life activists over there, we're like, yes, this is great, because we can use this. We can fight this. There's no way on earth an explicitly Christian country can say it's illegal to pray silently in your own head. But we underestimated the power of the dark one. And he lost his case. He was found guilty of praying silently in his own head. So as it stands right now, the law in the land in the UK is that if you are in 150 yards of an abortion center, whether you can be seen or not, whether you're speaking or not, whether you're protesting or not, you can be arrested for what's going on in your own head. So forget free speech. We don't have free speech in the UK. We have thought crime. We've gone past that. And it's because they understand the power of prayer. They don't want us praying for the lives of unborn children. They want their sacrament of Satan to go ahead. And that's what abortion is, of course. It's an inversion of the Eucharist. You know, this is my body, as they say. Now, that's just one of, well, 3 of the stories of people that have been arrested in my country. But one of them I want to talk about with you real quickly while we've got the time, because it's the most important story I've ever observed, and I'll speak about this story till the day that I die. There was a young woman called Patient ST, and I had a TV show in the United Kingdom until I got fired for being too Christian and too conservative. And on my TV show, we got this press release saying there's a young woman called Patient ST who she got COVID and she had comorbidities and she wasn't doing too good. But the national healthcare system in the United Kingdom said that she's actively dying. And these words I found very strange because if there's one thing we all have in common, it's from the moment we're born, we're actively dying, right? But the socialist healthcare system said there's nothing we can do, prepare to die. And she found, or her family found, an experimental treatment abroad in Canada. And so they wanted to take her over there. And the state said, no, you can't. There's nothing we can do, and there's nothing you can do. And they took their passports away. And so the reason I'm talking about this is because the pro-life movement, of course, isn't just about babies. It's about life the whole way through. And this young woman, she was 19 years old, and she said, I quote, "I want to die fighting to live." And I think that's the most courageous thing I've ever heard. And so when it came to us in the media, I wanted to report on it, and we got a gagging order from the courts that said, actually, you're not allowed to mention her by name. So I was not able to say to people, let's pray for Suriksha Thoramalesh, which was her name. I wasn't able to crowdfund to help raise money to send her to Canada for the treatment. And so this went to the courts as well, and I thought, okay, there's no way, again, the law of the land, it's supposed to be a Christian country, there's no way they're going to say, you have to stay here and die because we can't help you when there's help abroad. And so they had 2 psychiatrists examine her. They said, you are compos mentis, you're 19, so in the UK, if you're over 18, you are an adult. She's old enough to make her own mind up. But the medical surgeons said, no, she's clearly delusional because she's not following our advice. Unfortunately, the judge agreed with the medical surgeons instead of the psychiatrists, instead of the people who look after her brain, they agreed with people who would look after her medically. And they said, we're going to extend this gagging order. No one's allowed to speak about your case. You're not allowed to tell people about your case. You're not allowed to give people your name. Again, it's demonic, it's wicked. They don't want people praying because they understand the power of prayer. But worse than that, they do not understand the sanctity of life. They do not understand that we're made in the image of God. They don't understand the importance and that they do not have the power to say when we live and when we die. Only God does. But they're trying to take that away. And so this is where we are in the UK right now, in that you're not allowed to pray for babies. You're not allowed to pray for people who are ill and dying. You're not allowed to help unless the state says so. And so I'm so pleased and encouraged when I come out here and I see that you have elected officials on the stage, you have your president and your vice president making speeches at a rally for life, and I see so many young people here fighting that good fight. This I see as the last stand for the West. This is the last stand for Christendom. It's make or break time. The whole of the old world is crumbling. Every country in Europe is embracing death. America, as far as I could see, is the only country fighting for life. And that's down to you guys. So God bless all of you for what you're doing. Please keep doing it. I hope that I can encourage you, and my heart goes out to you. God bless.